Hi, and good evening, everyone. My name is Albert, and this is Vlogs About Nothing. Thank you very much for taking the time out of your very busy Taco Tuesday to join me. I really appreciate it. What better day of the week to see your boy here on the screen, staring right back at you from, your device or whatever, or onto your device rather, like with this really cool t shirt that I just got out of my closet for the first time ever. I bought this thing very post breakup of the most recent toxic relationship that I was in. That one with the old lady. Anyways, if you don't already know, I encourage you to get to know me a little bit more. It's a well lead in. That's a good lead in to a plug for myself because I'm always, trying to do things on the dolo, and I just appreciate you guys. So there's over 920 videos here for you to explore, get to know me a little bit better. I'm sure there's not a single thing that I haven't touched upon publicly, shamelessly, honestly, and rigorously. So that's my promise to you from the comfort of my bed as I vehemently just like advocate doing nothing. You feel me? Like that's what it's all about. So let's talk about some really cool things, or let's talk about a really cool thing tonight, which is Kmart. All right. So in case you didn't know, now you know. Kmart was a really cool store, all right? And it actually is still a thing on the other side of the world. They call it a pond. I always thought that was kind of stupid. It's like a big body of water. I think it's an ocean. But on the other side of the ocean, from whichever direction I guess you're pointing, because we're moving in a circle really fast through space or something. Anyways, I'm just saying that, Kmart is still around, and just here in America, I read recently that its last brick and mortar was closing here. Again, fact check what I say. There's no script here. It's just this silly man talking about Kmart. That's all that I'm doing. It's quite harmless, in fact. And so, yeah, Kmart is a whole vibe. In fact, Kmart is probably a big part. It's not just probably. It is, I some of the best times I spent with my mom ever were at Kmart. You feel me? Like my mom and I were like the Kmart shopping family. That was Kmart was 100%. My mother actually used to work for Walmart back in the late 80s. Right after she gave birth to me. So she was a working mom at Walmart back when Walmart used to pay its employees, closer to what it cost to actually live out their lives. And so, yeah, my mom worked for Walmart, but she shopped at Kmart. So, anyways, that should tell you something in and of itself, too. Kmart was just a different type of store. You feel me? I mean, before Walmart supercenters, there were things called Big K's, and I was a huge fan of the idea that Kmart was selling groceries. There was a Big K here in Albuquerque for a long time on Lomas. I don't even know why I'm talking to you like you live here, you feel me? It was somewhere on Lomas in the northeast heights of Albuquerque, New Mexico. That's where that was. I think it's a Target now. But anyways, and who likes Target anyway? I hate Target. Target is like the convenience store of big box stores. Like if I wanted to go to CVS, I'd go to CVS. You feel me? It's a whole lot less stressful, and it is the exact same price. So I'm just saying, like, what's the point of Target? I'm just more space to shop in. More space to build nice big plastic containers to lock up every product that people actually buy at Target, so that you can wait 20 minutes for some rando to finally appear, like in complete disarray, because they didn't sign up as a primary job duty to like answer to the button. I'm sure, is there like a button answer job out there, like position for people at big box stores? Do people just get hired on to respond to said button? You feel me? Like they press the button and there's people in the back and they jump up off their chairs and they're like, how can I help you? And there's somebody's paying me to do this, instead of there just being no barrier of entry to your purchase of this product. And let's especially lock up all the black people hair products. Let's do that. Let's because they're expensive, not because we're being racist, but because anyone else can help themselves to a bottle of Alberto VO5. But if you need that different kind of shampoo, you're gonna have to wait that 20 minutes for that said bud pusher, to come help you out and stuff. And you're gonna have to pay a whole lot more, all while being profiled. So I'm just saying, the cost of living can sometimes far exceed, its intrinsic value and benefits. All right, so at Kmart, there was a whole. I remember also being very shameful at Kmart shopping there in the 90s. All right, so my mom, my mom and myself, I would remember doing school shopping there, clothes, right? So like every August or whatever, when school was about to start, we'd all get clothes from Kmart. And I'm the oldest of five, right? And so there's a lot of kids to clothe, I guess. I can't imagine how expensive that must have been. Although, in hindsight, the 90s were, my parents benefited from the very robust economy. So much as a lot of millennials' parents benefited from the very robust economy that Ronald Reagan set up to fail inevitably and successfully, as we continue to see that idea of economics and stuff play out into the 21st century. And so, Kmart, another cool story about Kmart is that's actually the first place my now roommate and I, had like gone. What do dude friends do? We went to Kmart. So like that was cool. There's a Kmart right near where we had where my buddy was staying at the time. You feel me? And that was kind of a cool thing. Kmart, and so we actually got to shop at that Kmart before it closed. And when you bought clothes at Kmart, so for example, going back to that idea or the example that I used of me going to buy my school clothes there, is they used to sell starter jerseys. And I remember I used to hate buying starter jerseys because everyone knew that starter jerseys came from Kmart. Everybody knew that certain brands of clothes, like Bugle Boy, like these are all brands that directly came from like big box outlet stores. Jankos, Levi pipe jeans, all of these like real big fads. They were actually a thing. Trend and trending has always been around. It's only just recently been digitized. And so, in the real world, these things happen. And I just remember there always being a stigma, or like people would hate if you didn't have like a Nike logo or a Fila logo or something. It was just that kind of a way, and I'm sure it's still that way, like amongst young adults and fake rich people who spend all of their money on stupid things to look rich, but are actually, knee deep in debt and so forth and stuff. And so I'm just saying that like I was that kid who had to rock, the store brand Kmart starter jerseys, and now those same jerseys and the Bugle Boy line and the Levi pipes and the Janko jeans, all of these are very expensive and sought out items sold on marketplaces such as eBay and stuff. And I feel like it's interesting and ironic at the very least, because these very same products that sell for sometimes hundreds of dollars were in the clearance bin at your big box Kmart back in the day. And some of those hats, for example, I remember Logitech, or Logotech, or there's a brand that did hats and jerseys back for the NFL in the 90s and also for the NBA. And these hats go for hundreds, even thousands of dollars now. These same hats that were $3 to $5 at, Kmart, on top of all the clothes that nobody wanted to buy because young people didn't want the stigma of having to buy or having to have bought cheap clothes. I think it's interesting. And again, the same thing with Bugle Boy, like single stitch t-shirts. This t-shirt that I'm wearing, there used to be name brand clothes all throughout Walmart. I mean, those original Looney Tune t-shirts that were officially licensed and sold in the early 90s at Walmart are worth so much money. They're worth stupid money. And I remember as a kid just seeing that stuff, and being like, dang, like That kid's poor too. He's got on a Looney Tunes shirt. He went to Kmart. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm saying. So I was that kid. That's how I knew. And so what I also know is that I do appreciate you guys watching my content and being a part of my life, and again just being there to be entertained. It's not an easy thing, right? To be entertained, I guess. Although sometimes, I mean, it's way too easy for me to be entertained, so I don't know what I'm saying. I mean, the dumbest things get me excited. So, yeah. I was actually, it was weird. Yesterday, quick sidebar, I put some sugar in my coffee and it made me mad. It was like, I was upset that I put sugar in my coffee because it didn't taste as good and I didn't like it. So, interesting sidebar. I hope that you guys have a really good night. Thanks again. Listen, I do my best not to mess up during the course of my speeches and stuff, but sometimes it happens. So, again, just know that I beat myself up more for it than you could possibly imagine as it concerns just, trying to give you guys a speech that's free of marginalized air, as it concerns just not being able to get words out of my mouth sometimes. I'm sorry, I don't know what's wrong. But I hope that you guys have a really good night. Thanks for watching. Everything's going just peachy. Well, whatever, you feel me? Nothing's changed. So I'm just still here chilling, trying to do nothing and trying to find something to do so that I can be productive. So that's what I got going on, and I hope that you guys are also doing well at school, you're doing well at work, you're doing well, wherever, doing whatever. And have a good night. All right, bye.